What's going on, guys? Happy Friday. Happy weekend. Sorry about last night. Had to get batteries replaced in this Freightliner, this loaner Freightliner that I'm in. Um, it'd been cold, with the getting cold and stuff, the cranking was, getting a little bit harder to do. And the stop start on, the comfort features or whatever it's called. I can't remember what Freightliner calls it. But anyway, it wasn't starting, and eventually the batteries just gave, and believe it or not, all four batteries were bad. So they had to replace all four batteries, and it was about 9 o'clock last night when they finally got done, but I just didn't want to start doing a live. I thought about doing it at the McDonald's, but I know as soon as I did the live at McDonald's, they would be calling me, telling me the truck's ready, and that's exactly what would have happened if we did it at 8 o'clock. And when they're ready to move that truck out, they're ready to put another truck in the door. You guys know that. But yeah, that's what's going on with me. The batteries are good now. It stops and starts and does everything that it's supposed to. No issues. It's been a good thing. I got a lot of stuff that I really was that noise coming from yours or mine? That was weird.
Probably my phone.
Okay. I got a lot of stuff to tell you guys, and we'll do that in just a second. I was actually going to try and get a video out, but I just haven't had a chance to make a video. It's about the new dedicated stuff that I have. All right, so let me go through these comments, and then we'll go over your day, Jonah, and then we will circle back around. Hey, Sammy, I don't know if you sent this message before we texted each other, but if you need me to, I'll call you after the show, or I can call you tomorrow like we talked about if you're still on here. And, of course, the wife is always in here.
I think you sent that message yesterday.
Huh? What's that?
I said, I think you sent that message yesterday, because I think I seen it yesterday. I said, I think you sent that message yesterday.
Oh, it's very possible. Welcome off rabbit followers. Welcome off rabbit followers. If you're watching, take a minute to hit the like and subscribe. Absolutely, guys. Like and subscribe, and please comment. I made a couple comments. We got Chris Papillo on here. Good evening, Chris. Glad to have you in. And we got the famous Mac TN says, some jackass hit my truck in Indiana this week. Not much damage, just working with claims to replace my driver mirror. Yeah, that is a pain in the ass. Do you have SeBrite insurance, or do you have Swift's insurance? I understand that SeBrite's a lot easier to deal with. He wanted to the last minute to merge in the open lane from the closed lane and forced himself in. Had to close him down the road to get his info. One of the damn foreigners. Yeah, the foreigners are definitely. It's funny because I was just talking to the wife about this earlier. They did a sting last weekend, just Friday and Saturday, or maybe it was Saturday and Sunday. I don't remember. Wyoming State Police and ICE, and they cracked down 91 drivers, put them out of service, fined the drivers, and fined the companies that they work for. 91 drivers just in 2 days. And I heard the number is up to like 3,000 that they put out of service since the beginning of this back in, what was it, June or July, when they actually started talking about this. And guys, if you remember, when Dee was on my channel, we were one of the first ones to really start talking about these non-domiciled CDLs. Nobody had talked about it at all until we started talking about it. So me and 18 Wheels we were on top of this way before anybody was. Now all of a sudden everybody cares about it. It was a situation that we talked about a long time ago. Mac T says, I'm done with the East Coast. I'm just going to stay around Texas. Yeah, Texas is a good place to be, and you got Swift's insurance. Okay. So tell us about your week, Jonah, and then I'll tell you about all the good stuff that I got going on. I've got a lot of good news, but go ahead, buddy.
Okay. Yeah, I've been home since I got home yesterday, about midday yesterday. And I've been off since yesterday. I was supposed to be home last week. Then I ended up getting home this week. I had picked my truck in the shop for the check engine light. And had got 2 steer tires from last week that I had got. Cause I had went to a recycling place, and them recycling places, but they don't clean they driveway, and I end up getting a nail. They went to nail a screw in my steer tire. And luckily I was like 20 minutes from the terminal. I made it to the terminal before it went all the way flat. So I just got both of them replaced. And then I ended up coming home this week. Got home yesterday. Well, other than that, it's been a pretty decent week, last couple of weeks.
Gotcha.
With me or whatever.
Yeah, we're ready to get you back over here, man. And that's some of the good stuff that I'm going to talk about here in a minute. So we got Justin's in the house. Hey, Justin Burgers, how are you, buddy? Nice to have you. By the way, guys, new polo shirts with the logo on them, and there's a logo on the sleeves. New polo shirts. If anybody's interested, let me know. I know, Justin, you like a lot of the stuff that I bring out, and Justin, you know how good the quality is. So these new polo shirts are really lightweight, and they're good quality too. Something else that the wife added. And I'll discuss here in just a second. But Michael Hyde, I'm kind of out of the loop on the 70 stuff. I don't really have a good answer for you, and quite frankly, I don't know if Swift has a good answer for you. I just know it's not available yet. They've got 25 drivers that we've talked about in the past shows that are actually doing it. Maybe Mac T might know more than me, but as of right now, I don't think it's available. I don't know when, but I'm kind of out of the loop being on the dedicated stuff right now. So I don't really have, I'm sorry, I just don't have an answer for you, Michael. And Sammy says, Sammy's in the house. Nice to see you. Glad you're here. And Red Raider Reloading. What's up, gang? Hey, buddy. How are you? Glad you're here. So the good news that I have, guys, is we've talked about it in the previous shows, and I wanted to make a special video on it, but I haven't done it yet. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow for the people that watch the videos and not the lives. So the Coast dedicated account, not talking trash about the dedicated account or anything like that, but I had to get off of it. They end up setting me 4 out of the 7 days actually about 3.5 days out of the 7 days last week. And as you guys know, when you run the rate per mile strictly, you can't make any money when you're sitting because it's all about churning the miles. So had a little discussion, made a few phone calls, and a good friend, one of the guys that I actually have brought over, used to work at Swift many years ago. He always ran the Mopar account, which is the Chrysler account, FCA, basically. And I got on that account. He got me on it pretty quickly. I did all this within like a few hours. So far, so good. He says that he's doing 2,900 miles a week pretty consistently, and it's a year-round, dedicated account. The Coast thing was just going to be a temporary thing with the possibility of going to OTR, but unfortunately, they just couldn't keep me moving. And again, it was nothing against them. It's just that they just didn't have the freight. I think they brought too many people over too quickly to gear up for the Christmas rush. Now, granted, next week or the week after, they're probably going to be busier and crap. But again, it's just a temporary thing. The account that I went to, the Chrysler account, is an account that I tried to get on many years ago, an account that I really wanted to get on. And I actually made contact with one of the guys that's in charge. And just to let you guys know, if there's anybody that's interested in getting that account, especially you, Mac T, you said you live in the Texas area. Anybody that wants to get on this account, you might want to get in touch with me. My number's always scrolling down at the bottom. They're looking for people. And when I say they're looking for people, not just one or two, they're looking for several. Everything has to be perfect on your record. You can't have any lates or anything like that. But anybody's interested, contact me, and I'll put you to the right channel to get you in, just to let you guys know. So far, this is only the second load that I've taken on this account. And it's not been bad. It's not been bad at all. They keep you running and keep you stacked. And my boy Jonah, when he comes back, that's where I'm going to put him. I've already told him. I think he agrees too.
Oh yeah. I did that count before. I did it. I think I put like a couple loads for him before on that. I was just like doing it over the road. And I think the 2 loads I did, it was like 2 or 3 loads I did for them. They was well over 1,000 miles each. I picked up one out of Detroit and took it straight to Laredo. And then I think I picked up one in somewhere else. I think both times I went to Laredo. They would literally
Yeah.
twice with it.
Yeah, most of their loads are going to be 1,000 miles plus. That's just the way they are because of where they go to. Like the load that I was going to take to Texas was like 1,300 miles or something. But most of them are. So Mike T says, I could have just ran back and forth from Texas to Colorado last week, but I couldn't turn down that 1,200 mile run from Denver to Cincinnati and just got stuck on the East Coast. Yeah, sometimes you got to go where the money is. And oh, by the way, me being out of Detroit, I had to buy a Detroit Lions hat today, solid white. Anybody that knows me growing up in Louisville, I was never a Bengals fan. Never was a Bears fan. Those were the cities that were probably closest to me. Tennessee didn't have a football team at that time. And the Rams kind of came in later in my youth. So those teams I was never really a fan of. The two teams that I always liked was obviously Tampa Bay Buccaneers was always my favorite team. Don't know why, don't know how. I think it was just the logo and the colors that I really liked as a kid, and the Detroit Lions, and that's because Detroit was probably the closest place other than Cincinnati or the other teams that I was talking about. But I've been a Lions fan for just about as long as I've been a Buccaneers fan. But since I live in Florida, obviously Buccaneers are number one. But anyway, running out of Detroit, I had to get me a Lions hat now, so I've got one. Roger Berry says, hey now, sorry just got parked for the night. Glad to have you in, Roger. Appreciate you coming in. You guys tell me about your all's weeks if you want, and we'll talk about them. Sammy says he tried to call Michelle today, never got a call back. Michelle's been really, really busy. I've got like 5 or 6 guys coming in the next 2 weeks, up until like November. So I know she's busy with the people that she's got, and I know she's busy with the few people that I got. I got one guy that started today, and I got one guy that I believe is going to start on Monday, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, I think I have 2 people that start on Monday or Tuesday. But anyway, guys, she's busy. So Sammy, if you want to call me tomorrow, is that your real last name? Because I don't have you down on my list, but I'd be more than happy to send her a text message. She actually answers my messages on weekends. But if you give me a call tomorrow, man, we'll find out what's going on. The Bull of the Woods is in the house. Nice to have YouTube royalty. Hey, buddy, love the American flag. And I can't really tell what your avatar is, but it actually kind of looks cool. Is it Bigfoot or what is that? Bull of the Woods. I like that avatar. Right. It does, don't it? Ah, boo, go Pack Go. Yeah, I hear you. My buddy Mike is a Go Pack Go guy. Yeah. Yeah, interesting, man. Go Pack Go. Yeah, I don't nothing against Packers. I liked Brett Favre when he played. I never really was an Aaron Rodgers fan, but he's all right, I guess. Just never been a Packers fan. You got to send her some Gamecock merchandise to get the top of the list. Yep, that's right. She is definitely.
No, you got to send us some clips and stuff.
Don't start that shit. I'm hoping to start on October the 20th. Also, okay, so you're Chris. If my memory serves me correct, yeah, you got to go company. That's awesome, buddy. So you're gonna do the company thing, I think, for 30 days, and then you're gonna flip over. Okay, that's awesome, brother. That's awesome. So Sammy says he'll call me tomorrow. Yeah, please do, Sammy. We'll talk. I'll give you some ideas and stuff too. And also, Sammy, is that your real last name? Because, like I said, I don't think I have you on my list. Or have we talked before, maybe? Bull of the Woods says Sasquatch is the Bull of... Oh, okay, so that is Sasquatch. Okay, I got you. I don't know, man. I'm kind of dumb. So, speaking of which, Bull of the Woods, what part of the country... I'm assuming you're out west, but what state do you live in? I'm curious. I don't know. I think you told us once before it was either Washington or Oregon, if I remember correctly. Actually got a good turnout tonight. 27 people in the house. So yeah, that's right. I thought you were Oregon. Okay. So we've never talked before. Okay, and that is your real last name. Okay, give me a call tomorrow, man, and we'll see what's going on. We'll get you situated. But 27 people in the house, with me canceling last night and coming into Friday, I didn't know how it would go, but it's not too bad. I actually pulled over here about 5:30 at a Sheetz here in Pennsylvania. I don't even know what city this is. Hang on here a second. I'm going to tell you what city I'm in or where I'm close to. Donegal, Pennsylvania.
Is that what?
Huh?
I was about to say it ain't the one on 81, is it?
No, it's actually off of 80. It's real close. It's just north of Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay.
That's where I shut down for the night. There was,
okay.
there was literally, they got spots for like 15 trucks here, and there was only like 3 trucks when I pulled in. I'm like, wow, at 5:30, that's pretty good. And literally, there's still like 4 spots left open. At 7:18, that's pretty damn good.
A lot of people went home.
Yeah, Rabbit, do you go to Wisconsin? They love sending me to Wisconsin. I've lived here, and I'll try to do the Bush Baked Beans account. I do. I've been to Wisconsin several times. I don't mind going to Wisconsin. The Bush Baked Beans account is very heavy. If you're interested in this Mopar account, you ought to give me a call. You'll be doing a lot of driving, you'll be doing a lot of driving everywhere, but Texas will be a nice spot for you. So you left out of Philadelphia yesterday. Crazy. I don't like driving through Philadelphia. I try to stay out of there as much as I can. Not a big Philadelphia fan. I've been on this, I say diet. I've never really been on a diet, but I've lost all this weight. And I'll go through times where I'll be full and I won't eat for almost a whole day. And then there'll be some days like right now, I literally just went in there and got a chicken sandwich and ate it. And I'm still freaking hungry. I'll probably be going to get another sandwich when we get off here. I'm still hungry. You ever eaten at Sheetz?
Oh, yeah. I eat there all the time.
Their food is awesome.
It's one of the, I stop at the one in, it's one going in North Carolina. Oh, they exit 100. So Sheetz there. I like stopping at that one. Then I stop at, it's one on 81 in what it is, Pennsylvania. I stopped there too. There's a couple of them I done stopped at before.
All right. Isaac Brown says, been watching you for a while, thinking about pulling the trigger and coming back to Swift. So, Isaac, I'm going to tell you one thing and one thing only, and it's very simple because nobody wants to listen to me. And I've got 2 guys right now that came over, and obviously I didn't get credit for them, but I still helped them out. But the unfortunate thing is they got stuck with a truck that they didn't want. And not only that, it's a little difficult for me to help you guys get through stuff. If you don't contact me, like the guy that started today, we've been in contact the whole time, and they were just going to let him sit all weekend without a load. And he was at the terminal, and I said, buddy, walk into the terminal, introduce yourself, and tell them you need a load. Guess what? They got 2 loads. So if it wasn't for me telling him to do that, he would have sat there until either, the planners gave him a load or, he would have sat there all weekend possibly. And brand new driver didn't really not have a clue. I don't want you to think that, but just Swift system. So Isaac, please, before you call anybody at Swift, call me first. Let me set you up with Michelle and make sure you go down the right path so everything's good. Please. My number's scrolling down on the screen down there. I'll be driving all day tomorrow. Feel free to give me a call, and I'll set you up right. I promise you. And I'll be here for you throughout the whole thing, too. Mac Tees. So what do you think about 10% of the total miles being deadhead? I don't know what that's all about. 10% of total miles being deadhead. What's that on? What account? Yes, Joe, I left the Coles account. When you come back, you're coming over here to the Mopar account with me, brother. We're going to put you into this account, okay? Just stay in contact with me. This is a lot better. They be having loads. You have to get on them. Mac 10 is my best tool. Absolutely. Mac 10, Jeff Presswood. Yep, absolutely. I just walk in and I talk to the planters or call them on the phone. Isaac Brown.
Yeah, that's what I need to
Closed
do.
mouths don't get fed. That's exactly right, man. And that's what I teach these guys all the time. I try to tell them, you got to talk to, you got to have communication with these people. You got to have this communication with these people. Yeah, Isaac, please call me tomorrow, buddy. I'll help you out. I promise you. We'll get through this. And if you want to come on this account that I'm on, you can come over to the Mopar account. I've been told by the big guy he needs people. And he said, give my number out. If you want it, you want to come over here, I guarantee you'll make money on this account. Isaac, 100%. Yep. And, okay, so you get 10% deadhead on OTR. Yeah, that's one thing about this account. Like, this load that I'm picking up tomorrow, it's a backhaul. Like, I've got a Chrysler load now that's going into Virginia, but I have a backhaul that's going to be a heavy paper load, I'm sure, and it's 40-something thousand pounds. And it's going back up to the Detroit area. But, you know, I think it's 160 deadhead miles. So you really don't get a whole lot of deadhead miles when you stay in the automotive loop because you're dropping and picking up usually at the same places and going back. Like I had a load that canceled on me that was going to go to actually Carrollton, Texas was the first one. And I was going to pick something up from Carrollton, Texas and bring it right back to Detroit. So a lot of your loads are going to be back and forth on this account. Jose Reyes, Mac 10 is one of your macros. All your macros 1 through 99. They're not all the same numbers, but every macro has a different meaning. Mac 10 message. Let's message the planners. Yeah. So it asks you 3 questions on the Mac 10. You know, is there a problem with the load, problem with the trailer, or problem with dispatch? And you just check the right one. If you need a trailer, then obviously check the box for the empty trailer. No, it's not a load request. You know, again, I mean, you can use the system with the macros. I've always been more successful just calling and talking to the planners. And that's what I do. I've got phone numbers to almost every terminal. I just call them.
It's quicker to call them and get somebody on the phone.
I mean, you're going to go through the system. You're going to be 10, 15 minutes before they even see you. If you get them on the phone, put them on the spot, you know, they can look through the board right there and see what they got for you and tell you what they got. That's what I do. Mike T says, right, gotcha. And here's my other guy that's coming aboard next week, Sammy. What's up, buddy? Glad you're here. Give me a call tomorrow, Sammy. I'm driving all day tomorrow, buddy. We'll talk. I know you're getting excited. You're almost at that point now. I got a feeling you'll be starting earlier this week. A couple weeks ago, a planner told me they didn't have anything, messaged again and again later, and they had one. They assumed that I would turn it down. That's why absolutely, buddy. Don't ever believe that they don't have anything. They've always got something, always. Might not be exactly what you want, but it might put you in a better area to get something. And also you can negotiate. If it's a, 100, 200 mile load that you're doing a favor for them, well, can you give me something on the back end? Something, with a little bit of meat on it. 99 times out of 100, they will. They'll give you a backup load once you deliver that one. Sammy says, James, I got my flight itinerary to get out of Greer to pick up my truck. So when are you flying out, Sammy? Let me know. And Sammy says, yeah, I'll definitely call you tomorrow. Absolutely. And Catterman, hello, love. Company America. Ethiopia. I am sorry, I don't understand what you're trying to say there, but glad to have you here. Appreciate you being here. Jose Riz, I'm hesitant coming over for MRP sometime next year, saving up. Buddy, the longer you save up, I'm going to tell you just like I tell everybody, and I'm not trying to give you high-pressure sales or anything like that, but I am giving you high-pressure sales in both ways. The longer you wait, the more time you wait, and then the money disappears. Right now, truck prices, the way they are, Swift bases their shit on truck prices too. So when the truck prices go up and everybody wants to get back in the trucking market, if it gets really good next year, you're going to be paying more for that truck. If you come in now, right now, the prices are halfway decent. You can get you into a good lease truck and make some serious cash. Right now is the time. Don't wait for tomorrow. Mr. 504 Trucker, what's up? Hey, glad to have you in. 504, glad to have you in. Sammy says, I'll fly in on Wednesday of next week to pick up my truck. Okay, so that'll put you out Thursday. So you won't be a next week guy. You'll be the following week. Okay, that's all good. Means you'll be ready to rock out on Saturday. Okay. Mike T says, another kind of a good thing is I haven't had to use the load board as much as I had to when I got here in July. You know, I had a guy call me about the load board earlier. I never had any issues with the load board. I mean, it's not perfect by any means at all, but I'm actually blocked out of it now because I don't use it anymore doing dedicated. But yeah, I never had any problems. I was 60-40. And Sammy says, what kind of truck are you get? Or Mac T says, Sammy, what kind of truck you get? I'm hot. I'm going to have to open these windows up. Give me a minute here. It is hot here. It was 39 degrees when I woke up this morning in Detroit.
Dang. It's like 50 something down here at home, down here in South Carolina.
Yeah, my wife, it's still, well, I'll tell you right now what the temperature is at home. It was like in the 80s or 90s today, I think she said. That's 74 right now at home. Weather's still pretty warm everywhere. What the hell was that? Oh, shit. There we are. You there?
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
Okay. It backed me out for some reason. I don't know why. All right. So Sammy's getting a 25 kW. I think it's silver in color, if I'm not mistaken. He got an owner-operator one, if my memory serves me correct. It still needs work, but the planners beat me to the punch. But then again, I don't turn anything down either when I ran OTR. Yep. Chris says new truck tariffs 25% starting November 1st. I heard. Well, that tariff's only in effect with the non-American made trucks, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Fancy. 25% damn. Bull of Woods. 80 here today, 54 tomorrow, and snow in the outgains forecast this weekend for Montana, eastern Washington, central, northern Idaho, and northeast Oregon. Wow. Snow, huh?
Hey.
Man, you can have all that snow. It's pretty to look at in pictures. Mac T says, I'm usually driving when you go live. Most my days I run the full 14. Yeah, I'm the same way. I didn't today because there was no rush, but I usually run 11 hours straight. I drive them out. I'll stop several times through the 11 hours, but I'll run the 11 out. That's just what I like to do. Red Raider reloading. Did you ever get the issue solved with your truck from whomever gave authority to fix? Man, that's a tough subject right now. Had nothing to do with Swift. What happened is the dealership took advantage of Swift because Swift pays the bill and then I have to pay the bill out of my paycheck. That's the way you get the whatever discount you're getting. And it's the same way with tires too. When you buy tires, you want to let Swift pay for them and let them take them out of your payroll for the following week. Truck's still sitting. I'm still kind of in limbo trying to decide what I'm going to do. I've got it up for sale. But I just don't know where I'm going to go to with it, to be flat honest with you, Red Raider. I know for a fact I'm probably not keeping the truck. I'm probably going to go another avenue. Just everything's kind of in the as a big question mark right at the moment. Right now, they're not saying anything to me about having this loaner truck. So right now, I'm actually doing pretty good with a 500,000-mile Freightliner with all the creature comforts. It's going to be blue. Okay, so your 25 is going to be a blue one. Okay. I think my guy Mike that started today got a silver 25. Gigolo Joe, is it more money on that Moose account? It's Mopar, not Moose. Mopar, which is Chrysler, basically. Yes and no. The dollar rate, it's not $1.22. It's the regular OTR rate, but you're going to get more miles here. And honestly, Joe, what happened to me, I don't know if you heard it at the beginning of the show. I sat for 4 days last week out of the 7 for no reason. I had two 34-hour resets, and they just didn't have the freight. Now, granted, they're going to be busy for the next month and a half up until Christmas or whatever, but I can't, 1 week of sitting like that, that's not good for business, and I couldn't do it. And I had full clocks. I had 234 resets. This account became available. A buddy of mine hooked me up with it. And I jumped on top of it. I think I'm going to make more money on this account, to be flat honest with you, even with the lower rate. But we'll see. But I'll be steady all year round. This is an account you stay at all year round too. High elevations, thank goodness. Yep. Mac T, it's not much deadhead. It's going to be more money than OTR 100%. That's the one negative with being here. I have a bit of deadhead than I would like to keep. So are you actually on the Baked Beans account right now? So Grinding Gears is at home. I'll try and ring at him tomorrow and see if he'll answer. Matter of fact, text me his phone number later, Justin. Maybe get him on the show next week. Gigolo Joe, I'm going to call you tomorrow, bro. Yeah, I fat finger the hell out. Yeah, that's all good, buddy. Right. Yeah, okay. Oh, man. 33 people in the house. That's awesome. So, I know some of you guys signed up for insurance last week. I know you did, Jonah. That's awesome, buddy.
Yeah. I talked to him. It was yesterday. It was yesterday or the day before. I think it was the day before I had signed up for insurance. And then the price he gave me, I was like, what? That's it? He was like, yeah. I think it was yesterday. I want to say yesterday or the day before.
That was awesome, wasn't it? That's the same thing that I said too.
Oh,
we were very happy.
Yeah,
so guys,
like, dang, the price he gave me, I was like, oh, okay.
If you guys haven't called Mr. Frost for insurance, you need to call him. He's going to save you some money. If you don't have it, he's going to get you some good insurance for very little money. Please call him. I'm telling you guys, it's for your own good. Would that Mopar account benefit me running out of absolutely, Sammy? We talked about that.
Yeah,
Carrollton, Texas. That's one of the drops. It's Carrollton, Texas. And you're right there in the Dallas area. Hell yeah, it'd be a good stop. A good account for you. No, I was saying if I lived in Wisconsin, I'd try to get on the. Okay, I got you. You run out of Dallas. Well, Mike T, you need to get on this account too. With you living in Texas, you live in a good area, buddy. I run from Dallas to Colorado and then go out from there. If it remains consistent, I get over 1,000 miles in the books before the weekend. I can consistently hit. I got you. So on this account, when Sunday morning comes, I'll be at about 1,100 miles. And my goal is always by Sunday evening into Monday, I like to be at 1,500 or as close to that as I can. With this account, you should be easily getting 2,900 miles a week with the 34 reset. Running hard, that is. Oh, man. I won't, darling. Red Raider reloading, health insurance. Yep. Healthy insurance. Yep. It's actually health insurance. He does health insurance, life insurance, dental, vision, all the above. He's a broker. And he does wonders, guys. I wouldn't have brought him on
price
here.
I paid, I got dental and vision.
Yeah. I wouldn't have brought him on here, guys, if I didn't think he would do you all any good. I really wouldn't. But he did us some good.
Oh, yeah. And the price he gave me yesterday, I was like, man, you take a payment now. He was like, yeah, you take a payment, and then your insurance kick right in. They say it take like a day or so for it to kick in after you pay. Or whatever.
Mac T says that's pretty good. I can be north of 2,500 take home with that. Yep, you sure can. You sure can. And the wife agrees. Steven is the best for insurance. Stephen Frost is his name. And just so you guys know, his information's in every single video that I do now. Last week was the first video that he got in when he did one. But from here on out, he'll be in every description of every video. Along with Michelle's contact information. You got Austin from International. You'll have everybody's information in there. So Isaac Brown, any dedicated accounts coming out of North Carolina? I mean, you could probably run that Kohl's account out of Macon, Georgia. You can run the account that I'm on too, because they do go to Charlotte, and I'm going to Winchester, Virginia tomorrow. So you could run this account out of North Carolina and still get home on every couple weeks. Isaac, when you call me tomorrow, man, we'll go over. I'll tell you what I know. I'll tell you the secrets that I know with these accounts too. And what part of North Carolina are you in anyways? Are you on the East Coast or you're more in the western part of the state? This show's kind of turned into the Swift show. You know what? It really has. Yeah. Everybody comes in is pretty much on the Swift side, or they want to know about it.
Yeah. You saw Montgomery Transport closed up?
Yeah, I was going to talk about that here in a little bit. Red Raider Reloading. I have a hard time saying that real fast, but hey, I'm glad you come into my show, buddy. I know you frequent other YouTubers and stuff, but I'm really glad you come in, and I appreciate it. I tried to do the best that I can and be as honest as I can, and I try not to get in the middle of the drama. And I just want to tell you, I appreciate you coming in. I don't even think that they have dedicated accounts on the reefer side. They also take contractors. Yeah, I don't know anything about the reefers, nor do I really, honestly, do I really care. But I probably should get a little bit more educated on the reefer count, but I just don't know. Man, they go snatch the info and run off. And the wife says, well, that's the point, Mr. Diva. Absolutely. Zach says, can I find my own loads, or do I have to use the Swift load board and dispatchers? Yeah, you're going to have to use Swift's. You can't go to any other load boards. You got to use their stuff. So Isaac says he lives out of the Raleigh. Okay, so you're kind of in the central east side, I guess. But yeah, you can definitely run that Kohl's account, and I guarantee you can run the account that I'm on too. Sammy says, I will say this, when I sign my lease, I will be ready to jump on the Mopar account. Sammy, don't worry about it, buddy. I got you covered, man. We will get you on that account as soon as you sign your lease, brother. So Red Raider Reloading. How much is the insurance? I know it will vary depending on deductible. Looking for my girlfriend. So to be honest with you, that's me like telling you what the weather is going to be like in a month from now. The reason I say that, I'm not being a smart ass, just because there's so many different, it's a la carte. So if you're just getting insurance for your girlfriend, he's just going to look up insurance for your girlfriend. And it's a la carte. You pick and choose what you want to. And there's so many different parameters of how that can work out. And again, let's just put it this way. For me, my wife, and my daughter, the insurance that he got us is under $250 a month. And I don't know if you want to talk about yours or not, but we got complete health insurance, and it's not the marketplace insurance. It's not, and we have dental and vision for under $250 a month. Just to give you an idea. That's the plan. Yep.
Yeah, mine read it about that same price, but it's just me. And then I got dental and vision and all that on it. and it rated about 280, something around. I think it was like 280. I think it was for mine or whatever.
See, that's another thing that we can talk about on this too, because we went with a higher deductible because we don't go to the hospital, we don't go to the doctor. You probably took a lower deductible, didn't you?
Yeah, I think lower deductible. Then I don't go to the doctor like that neither, but I took the lower deductible and whatnot.
So that's what I was talking about, Red Raider. It's a la carte, and he kind of sets the parameters of what works for you. Is how that works.
Yeah.
So the Temple, Texas, Walmart, DC don't do contractors anymore. So Mac T, you can go to the Opelika, Alabama one. I know they do. I didn't know Temple, Texas didn't. And the wife says, Red Raider, call Steven. He will get what she needs. Absolutely. I think Steven provides a good service. And I'm not just saying that. And honestly, I've never met Steven. I don't know anything about Steven. But he's a stand-up guy. I've talked to him several times on the phone, and I know for a fact he's helped a lot of the guys that are on here that watch. I think he said he's got like 5 or 6 people signed up, and Joan is one of them. And I don't know who the other guys are.
I call another insurance.
Huh?
Yeah, I said I called another insurance like a couple weeks ago, and theirs was way higher than from what I got. They was talking like 4 and some change. They were like 4 and some change and all that. And then they told me I had to go take a fit. They wanted me to go take check my blood pressure and height and weight. They wanted all that before they do the policy.
So me and the wife, our insurance was over $900 a month the last time we had it. And that's how much the money, the different savings is, It's basically a fourth of what we were paying, almost a fourth anyways. So Red Raider said he'll contact. I think he'll do. So here's the thing, guys. With Steven, what he wants to do, and he wants to, and again, Chris is the one, Chris Moore, he's not on here right now, but he's the one that set me into this insurance guy, Steven. And Steven is like I said, has really done wonders, and he's wanting to concentrate on truck drivers, helping them get good health insurance. And that's kind of the plan that I worked out with him. I said, hey, I got this YouTube channel. I'm not the biggest YouTube channel, but I'm not small by any means either. I think I can get a lot of my guys to sign up for insurance. Let's put you on the YouTube channel. And that's what we did. I'm going to have him on again towards the end of the month. He wants to come on, possibly 2 times a month. And I'm going to have him back on again. And you guys want to ask questions, feel free. And I'll post it before we do. Next week, I'm going to try to do one of 2 things. I'm going to try and get a very popular YouTuber on here. If I can get in contact with him, Justin wants me to get in contact with him and get him on here. If I can't get in touch with him, I'm probably going to try and bring Michelle in next week. One of the 2. If that doesn't work, then Michelle will come in the following week or vice versa. So we'll see. I'll post whoever comes up. Hello, Mr. Cole, says Sammy. Sammy starts next week, darling. I think he flies in on Wednesday, so that means he'll probably start for the following pay period Thursday. So that'll be good for him. So the wife says, because open enrollment for insurance starts November 1st, Steven is the man. Yeah, guys, that's the other thing too. Open enrollments is coming up here. Coming up, guys. If you need to get insurance, you need to be giving him a call. I've tried to get in contact with Austin at International to get him back on the show, but me and him's been playing a little bit of phone tag, text tag, or whatever you want to call it. I guess he's had some personal issues that he's had to take care of. At first, I thought he might be trying to dodge me and not want to come on the show or something, but he texted me and said he had some issues going on at the house. So maybe I can get him on the show sometime here soon. Well, there's some crazy football going on here lately, huh? Philadelphia's down 2 games in the last 2 weeks. That's crazy, huh?
Yeah, I know. My team 4-2 now.
I thought they were. I thought Philadelphia was the best team in the league. But you know who the best team in the league is right now?
I ain't been catching up with it.
I think it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Like
they
that.
only have one loss, and that's to the Eagles. They're 4-1.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody has a better schedule right now. Everybody's lost at least 2 games, I think, if my memory serves me correct. I think every team has lost.
Yeah.
You know what? There is one other team that's 4-1. I think it's Detroit, actually. Yeah, the Packers are 4-2, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, aren't they? Me and my buddy Mike was talking about that earlier. Not only that, they got beat by who did they get beat by last week? That was a weak team. That's right, 2-1-1. That's right. Dallas, the tie. What was the team that beat you, Mac T? God, who was that? Cleveland. Cleveland beat Green Bay. Remember? Out of all teams, Cleveland.
Yeah.
So Sammy says, I'm surprised at what Dallas has been doing. So, guys, I'm not a Dallas fan by any means. I know a lot of you guys are. But if you have not seen the Dallas Cowboys special with not Stephen Jones, but Jerry Jones on Netflix, if you're a football fan, you got to watch that. I'm not a Jerry Jones fan by any means, but the shit that he had to go through with that team to have those Super Bowl teams back in the 90s, guys, take a shot and watch that. It was fabulous. And like I said, I'm not a Cowboys fan by any means, but it actually made me a Jerry Jones fan with some of the shit that he went through and some of the ridicule. If you haven't watched it, go watch it, you Cowboys fans. Glad nobody said Cowboys. Browns. I will say Dallas looks good on offense. They can win in the playoffs with that offense. The defense sucks. You know, I go back and forth on Dak Prescott. You know, it's really funny. And I know he puts up good numbers. I know he looks good on paper. But there's just something about him that isn't consistent. And I can't figure it out. I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback, so don't put words in my mouth. I think he's an awesome quarterback, but he's got some deficiency, and I just can't figure out what that is. I think if he would ever, again, I just really can't put my finger on it. There's no consistency with that team at all, and it's hard to figure out. Well, I don't like Jerry for how he treated Tom Landry. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't like that situation too. And it goes in that video, that YouTube show really goes deep with him and Tom Landry. And honestly, I think he feels bad about it. He did induct him into the Hall of Fame, and he did put his name up on the board and all that stuff. But that was a shitty way to get rid of Tom Landry. I agree. Tom Landry was the man back in the day. He's a well-respected coach. But I think Jerry Jones kind of, in his roundabout way, I don't want to call it an apology because obviously Tom Landry's been gone for years, but he kind of apologized to his fans, I guess, more than anything in that video, in my opinion. Anyway, great show. I'm not big on these football documentaries. I haven't watched the one quarterbacks yet. I'm not a Patrick Mahomes fan, and the other quarterbacks I could really care less about. I don't know. Just not big on those type of shows unless it has to do with one of the teams that I like. I watched what's the show called on HBO where they go behind the scenes preseason? What's that show called? You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, I watched it when they did
I knew what you're talking about, but I can't remember the name of it.
Well, I watched it that one year when they did the Buccaneers and Jameis Winston was the quarterback. Very interesting. And I watched a couple of the Detroit Lions episodes, but I watched all the Buccaneer ones, but pretty good. Sammy says, me and you both on Dak. So you're the same way with Dak too, I guess, huh? You know, and that's – here's the thing, guys, and I said this well before the Buccaneers even got Baker Mayfield. I always thought, even when he was at Cleveland and they shifted him to Carolina, then he got shifted to to the Rams. I even told my wife 4 years ago, before we even got him, I said, we need Baker Mayfield. I think he would be the perfect pickup. And we got him for pennies on the dollar. I think he came to Tampa for under $1 million. I think he was just a low-paid quarterback the first year and rocked it out, showed what he was worth. And then the next year we gave him a pretty decent salary. I think it was $100 million for 4 years or something like that. So he got a really good bump in pay when that happened. And I think Dallas needs to, they need to be looking for a quarterback too. I just don't think Dak's your all's quarterback. I really, really don't think he's your quarterback. They should have never let Micah Parsons go. I think that was a big mistake. I don't know, man. I just think they would be a much better team if they had Micah Parsons. Hard Knocks. That's it. Hard Knocks. Yep. NHL started this week as well. Florida has some good teams. Last 6 cups are from Florida. Yep. Tampa Bay Lightning. Always been a fan ever since living there. And Justin says can too. Okay. Hard Knocks. Tom Landry was the Cowboys. Absolutely. He definitely was the Cowboys. There's no doubt about that. No doubt. Red Raider reloading. Got to get unloaded. Call you all. Catch y'all later. Hey, thanks for coming in, Red Raider. We really appreciate having you on here, bud. Jameis, 30 touchdown, 30 interceptions that season. Yeah. I got to tell you the truth, and you mark my word, Jameis will eventually come back to one of the Florida teams. He don't laugh at this, guys, but Miami ain't looking too hot right now. I wouldn't be surprised if Miami doesn't try to pick him up. Jameis could be an awesome quarterback. He's a big quarterback. I've always liked big, bulky quarterbacks, kind of like Steve McNair back in the day with the Titans. I've always liked the bigger guys, and Jameis is that bigger guy. He can be a good quarterback if somebody can just figure out how to tame those interceptions. That's his problem, is those interceptions. That's right, Justin. Colts are 4-1. That's right. They sure are. Yeah, came to Tampa on to prove it. That's right. And I think you got him for a steal for sure. He developed late. Yeah, I don't think he developed late at all. I think he was really good. He just had a lot of pressures against him at Cleveland. Had all those diva players there, Odell Beckham and what's the other guy, the defensive guy? Anyway, they have a lot of divas in there, and they just and believe it or not, Baker's not a diva by any means at all. He's a hustler. He does a lot of shit for the for the homeless and a lot of charity type stuff in Tampa area too. I'm reading about him all the time, the things that he does. He does a lot of visits to the sick kids in the hospital, and he does a lot of that stuff with his wife. His wife, she's got some charitable organization that she's founded too. And again, I know, guys, it's all about tax deductions and tax write-offs and all that, but I think they really do honestly care. I mean, you've seen them in their videos before, in the Geico videos when they were at Cleveland. I think they really are good people. Colts have been surprising this year for sure. Yep, absolutely. I think the Colts are going to have a run this year. I always thought the Colts had talent, but Anthony was holding them back. Yep, I agree. Miami is overdue for a rebuild. They're owed and try to play fast one doesn't match much. So the rumor out there right now is the coach is going to be gone if he isn't gone in the next couple of weeks. They're looking at Rex Ryan. I don't know if you guys have seen that yet. Rex Ryan would be an awesome pick for Miami. Oh, back to the Dallas Cowboy video too. The shit that they did to Jimmy Johnson was kind of a weird situation too. You need to go back and watch that just for the Jimmy Johnson. And I love Jimmy Johnson. Absolutely loved him. Man, you're going back to the Miami days with Jimmy Johnson. He was a part of that's where the U came from, was from Jimmy Johnson. You know that? You know the U, right? Miami. They call him the U. Yeah, he's the one that started it. Yep. He's the one that started it. There we go. Yeah, Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham in Cleveland. His first coach was great either way. Yeah. Oh, yeah, he was the worst coach. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Yeah, Broncos. That's right. Dynasties for the next few years. I think the Broncos, I mean, their new quarterback seems to be pretty good. Eagles, I don't know, man. Eagles is just up and down. Every time you look at Jalen Hurts, I mean, sometimes he's good, sometimes he's not. Broncos are 4-2. Yep. Yeah, I can see that. Broncos are up in the corners. Yep. You guys are all wanting to talk about football tonight. All right. We dropped off to 18 people. You're yawning too, like you're tired.
And I've been up. I ain't really tired. I just been up all day, and then the
Yeah.
kids was out of school today, so I've been dealing with them all kind of a little bit here and there.
So you just came out today then, huh?
No, I've been at home since yesterday.
Oh, you're at home right now?
I ain't leave back out. Yeah, I've been at home.
Oh, fuck, you didn't have to do a live tonight if you're at home. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I got home yesterday. I ain't leave back out Monday.
You can cut loose anytime you need to. Don't worry about it, bud. Sammy says if Jerry wouldn't have left Jimmy alone, he would have had a more absolute. I agree with you 100% on that. Jimmy was the man. He had at least another 2 or 3 rings that he could have won if he would have left him alone. I agree with you on that. And again, that's another part of that video with Jerry. I guess giving his apology to the fans. I mean, that's kind of the way that I took it, that he was giving the apologies to the fans for him doing what he does. I have to keep my safety score down. I don't know what that's all about. What about your safety score? Is your safety score up at Swift or something?
Oh, he must be on the company side. Because they won't sell you a truck. I mean, they won't let you switch over to lease unless your safety score under 20. I think that's what he's probably talking about.
The tush push is going to be banned. The Eagles players be moving early. Yeah, tush push is on its way out, I believe. Jerry just got fired too for a gesture. Yep, absolutely. Following too closely. Yeah, Jeff. That's one of the things, man. These beepers on these trucks, man. Are you a lease driver or a company driver? If you're a lease driver, I might have an option for you. That guy hitting me won't raise my safety score, would it? I don't think so, honestly. I don't think that has anything to do with your safety score.
No.
Now it will go on your it's not a DAC report anymore, but it will go on your PSP or whatever it's called. But it'll show up as an accident that's not your fault. Because I had one on mine for 3 years and it wasn't my fault. Yeah, Jeff, be careful with that. Also, passing too early as well. The smart drive will trigger. Yeah, these new Netrodyne cameras are even worse, by the way. So, Jeff, I'm curious, are you a company driver or a lease driver? Because if you're a lease driver, you might have a way out of that. Okay, so you're company. Company, mainly from high traffic, was close distance. So here's my rule, and I'm going to use Atlanta as an example. You're going through Atlanta around the loop. My rule that I would always tell my trainees, stay in the third lane from the left, let the cars, have at least 5 or 6 links between you and the car in front of you when you're driving slow. People want to dart in and out of you, that's fine. Let them get there. Just adjust your adjust your length from there as cars get in front of you, because you're going to have cars go in and out in front of you, and it will set off your alarms. And that's okay, because once they see your speed, that you're only doing 10 or 15 miles an hour and you got that distance, they're going to know that it's not your fault. That's kind of what I would always teach. Justin says Cini. I don't know what that means, Justin. Cini? Sorry, Justin. I don't know what that is, brother. Man, I opened these windows and I thought it would get a little chilly here, but it's not cold in here at all. Any games on coming up or anything? All right.
I don't think.
Mac T says, I'll probably do like 50 in the cities, let all the crazy drivers go by, and then go back to my. Yep, that's exactly what I do. I slow down in the big cities, and I let everybody just go around me. Sean Payton. Yeah, Sean Payton was he was a good coach. He came into New Orleans right about the time period that New Orleans really needed him, honestly, because they were the Aints for many years. If you guys remember that back in the 90s before Sean Payton came there. The New Orleans Aints. Remember that? Jonah?
Yeah.
I mean, even the broadcasters were calling them the Aints. You remember that?
Uh-huh.
I thought I had a root beer in there, but I guess I don't. So John T, here's a new one. So what actually goes on your PSP? You know, on my PSP, it just basically had the location of the accident. At the time, it was Kansas, and I'm going back to, God, that was 2001. So it's been off my record for at least a year now. And basically, it just says passenger car collided with, big rig or something to the such. Semi-truck was not at fault. Passenger car was trying to merge onto the highway, and the passenger car just wasn't paying attention and ran into the tandems on the trailer wheels. That's exactly what happened. Yeah. They just weren't paying attention.
Hey.
And not only that, not only were they weren't paying attention, they were trying to merge onto the highway doing like 35 or 40 miles an hour. Can't do that on a highway where the speed limit's 70.
Mm-hmm.
Mac T says, I don't have the safety point issues because I usually drive for fuel economy depending on the weight and the part of the country. Yeah, me too. 65 is about my limit. And honestly, with this company truck that I have, it'll only do 65 anyway. So I don't drive fast myself. The Saints are back in the dark ages unless they're tanking for a quarterback. Yeah, they probably are, honestly. Broncos. Yeah, Broncos are doing pretty good right now. Are the lease trucks expensive at Swift? I pay $1,400 a week for Prime Incorporated. So at Swift, the most expensive truck right now is $715 a week, and that is a Peterbilt. Your chances of getting a Peterbilt are pretty slim because there's just not a lot of them yet. They just started ordering them, but you can get into Kenworth for the $685 range or so. So no, they're not expensive at all.
Nope. He probably spend, but with everything, he probably spend that with the truck payment and everything. He might spend it'd be under $1,000.
Yeah, if you get insurance with Swift, you do your maintenance account and all that, you're under $1,000 a week. Yeah, John T says, are these incidents where the police were involved? Yes, sir. Yeah, the state police was called. Kansas Highway Patrol was called on this situation. I only had the one, so. All right, so Mac T says, usually travel between 60, 65. I go 70, 72 if I empty or light and the load is light. Yeah, kind of the same thing. It just, and again, it just depends on the load. I mean, if it's a hot load, it needs to get somewhere. I'll put, if got my truck or whatever, I'll push it up 70, 75. And quite frankly, when I had my truck, mine wasn't governed. So I could easily push it to 80, 85 if I wanted to, but I really never did. Way less than Prime. Absolutely. Won't sit as much at Swift like at Prime. Yeah, you won't be sitting at Swift, that's for sure. Not like you do there with the reefer crap. Whatever you do, don't come to Swift and do reefer. Their reefer business just isn't where it needs to be. Mike T says, I can push it out more, but I'll be seeing the messages about going 75 plus. Oh, yeah. Huh. You got SeBrite insurance, right, Mac? You shouldn't be getting those messages if you got SeBrite. You know, with the camera, somebody darts right out in front of you and they get you for following too close. That's bullshit. Well, you don't. I think you misunderstood me. They'll get the messages and stuff, but once they look at the video, they're going to see it's not your fault, and they're not going to bug you about it. At least they never did me. At least the Lewiston terminal give out message about going over 72. Okay. I don't think I've ever gotten a message. Now thinking about it, I've never gotten a message about going too fast. Trust me, guys. I went over 75 before here. I can promise you that. I've never got a message. Sammy, when they do that, you have to back out. Don't stay too close too long. That's exactly right. So when the beepers start going off and when they're in front of you like that, you just back off the fuel until the light goes out or until the thing on your screen goes out. That's all you got to do. Sammy, that's something I'll go over with you too, so you'll know. It's pretty easy. They give you a certain amount of seconds to get it to where it doesn't activate. Because once the camera activates, like with this Netrodyne camera, it's got a green and a red light. The green light means that it's on. The red light means that it's watching, basically. When the green light goes out and it's a solid red, that means the camera's recording. You're following too close or something's going on and it's recording. So if you get those beepers start sounding in your truck, I mean, they give you about 4 or 5 seconds before that camera gets activated. When that camera gets activated, it starts recording, and that's when they start calling you. So like Mike T says, you just back out of it. Jeff says, I got penalized because they said I still should hit my brakes. It just depends on how fast you're going. I've stepped on my brakes a little bit, too, to slow it down. So here's a good question. I can't even read that. Do you know any companies that don't do hair follicle testing? I just got disqualified over hair follicle tests. Buddy, I have no idea. If you got issues with your hair follicles because you're doing something, I mean, you're going to have to go to the Russians. I mean, they're the only ones that I would know that don't do it. Everybody's jumping on bandwagon with that. Mac T says, I back out to keep the ambulance chasing lawyers away. Me too, buddy. Me too. You know, and it's funny because I had a new guy. I had a good show planned last night. I had 4 guys that were going to come on, or 3 guys besides myself. We were only 4 of us. And one of my new guys, he's a company guy. And we're going to try and get on a video here real soon. I don't know where I was going with this. Talking about the ambular, where was I going at? I don't remember where I was going with. Anyway, I had a great show planned out with the other 2 guys, but they couldn't make it tonight, and I had to rely on old reliable Jonah. He always pops up for me. What was I going to say about him? Man, my brain is fried sometimes. As you get older and older and older, man, it gets more difficult. Yeah, the hair follicle thing is starting to pop up at every company, man.
Yeah.
Problem is with the Russians, man, they're going to take so much of your damn money, too. Maybe Western Express. I mean, that might be a company for you to look at. They might not. Some of the lower-end companies. Covenant. I don't know what you're looking to do, company or lease, but there's a few options that probably don't. He said, yeah, it sucked. Yeah, I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does. You already got your learner's permit. Okay. Did you, hold on a second here. No, don't work with the Russians. They are thieves. Absolutely. We already know that, but Justin says, I am sending Shimon. I know that's grinding gears. I don't know what you're sending him to. Okay. Guys, I'm going to give it a couple more minutes, and I guess we'll pop off here. If anybody's got anything to say, pop it up. I'm glad all y'all came out. I got most of my usuals here, and that's nice. We were up to like 41 at one time. That was the biggest. Mac T says, yeah, just let the company tell you what they do. If it's hair follicle, then tell them you choose a different company. Don't reject it. Yeah, absolutely. Don't reject anything because it'll show up on your report. Shave your body hair, cut your hair short, and don't do bad things. Wait 3 months, try again. Okay? I don't really want to be giving drug users ways to beat the fucking system here. Justin. Okay, you're sending him my email? Okay. Send him my email. It's real easy, Justin, by the way. It's just flyrabbit@mail.com. Not Gmail, but just mail. M-A-I-L. Super ego is the worst. Yep. Sorry. No, it's all good. It's all good. You don't need to worry about anything on here. James, so what's the story with your truck being down? Wow. Talked about it earlier. Truck's being sold, to be flat honest with you. I'm tired of putting money into it. I put about 12 to 13 grand in that truck in the last 3 months, and it's nickel and dime me to death. It's a great truck. It's a great running truck, and I think I've fixed just about everything on that truck. But unfortunately, truck ownership's not in my books, I think. I gave it a shot. I didn't fail by any means, but I'm just tired of spending the money. It needs to go to somebody that is handy, that can work on trucks, possibly put it in the oil fields, or work it as a container truck or something like that. I hope that answers your question. Where's my next load headed to? I'll be in Winchester, Virginia in the morning, and then I'm headed back to Detroit from Virginia. I'm already loaded up and ready to go. My wife says she got bored at watching because we were talking football. She's kind of, ever since they did all the bullshit with the football stuff a few years ago, the kneeling and all that crap, we've kind of, I don't know. It's hard not to watch the football, but at the same time, it's hard to follow their woke bullshit, honestly. You know what I mean? We started watching college football a lot. Flatbed Duke, how much did they charge you to get your windows tinted on the International? I spent $250 on the it wasn't, it was just the side windows, $250, and I got them dark too. They're going to do my next truck that way also. Yes, okay, John T. Oh, I'll be headed back to Texas, getting home time coming up. Okay. Yes, sir. Jonah, send me a friend request. Is that you talking about on Facebook, okay, Sammy? I mean, Facebook's a thing of the past. I don't even really do Facebook that much anymore. Mac T, I'll contact you about Mopar. I'll run into you one day. My International looks like yours, except I have the all black bumpers. Okay. Yeah, contact me, Mac T. I'll get you in the Mopar account. I think you'd be happy. Honestly, I think me and you'd have a lot to talk about, brother. I really do. Your personality seems to be just like mine. Super Ego Flatbed Duke says Super Ego had me drive illegal hours. Yeah, that's kind of their motive with everybody. They reset clocks. That's the
Oh yeah,
joker and the kicker out of
they'll
all of
reset
it.
your clock for you.
They charge you $100 every time they reset it, from what I heard. Jose says, Did you know? Didn't know you could tint. I need that being done for South Texas. So technically, the tint that I had wasn't honestly completely legal. There is different states have different laws on window tint with commercial vehicles. I think Florida, it's 35 or 40%. I don't remember, but I tell you, mine was a lot darker than that. Living in Florida, and I never had anybody bother me with it. You know, just when you come into the weigh stations, I don't care what the temperature is outside or inside or whatever, roll your windows down, and they really will never have a reason to mess with you. Just remember that. And that's like a personal car too. If you got dark windows in your personal car, cops stop you, roll the windows down. Then they really don't mess with you. They honestly don't. So can they flag you over the hair follicle test? That's a question I don't know. I don't know that answer. I would imagine they can, but I don't know that for sure. You heard it's non-DOT. Well, I mean, if they're doing it, then it is DOT. They're sending it off for drug tests. I don't know why it wouldn't. I mean, I think it would be OT. I don't know. Reyes, what part of South Texas? We'll talk about that tomorrow, James. You can hook me up with Jonah. Absolutely, buddy. I'll hook you up. And he lives in McAllen, Texas area.
Yeah.
I've been down there a couple of times. Well, can't do that 150-degree summer. I'll keep my 90-degree in Dallas. Yeah, that's pretty hot. So, little story. Me and the ex-wife, not my wife that I'm with now, but me and the ex-wife and my mother was in Las Vegas back in, it was right before September 11th. So it would have been like June of 2001. We were in Las Vegas. The only reason I know that because we were flying in an airplane and they didn't have all the regulations that they do now. But anyway, we were in Vegas. We rented a convertible. Out of all things, it was a convertible Firebird Trans Am at the time. And we put the top down. We drove all the way to Los Angeles from Vegas. If anybody's ever driven that drive, it's about 2.5, 3 hours, maybe a little longer. I don't remember. But we got to the biggest thermometer in the world, somewhere in between, and it was 129 degrees. And we had the top down, didn't even realize how hot it was, and our backs were soaking wet from sweat. Didn't even realize we were sweating. It was so, they call it dry heat. It was so hot, we didn't even know it was that hot.
Dang.
All right, why are you not rolling up? John T says, hair follicle test is usually random DOT. Yep. Get hair follicle. It goes now. Yep, goes 3 months on hair follicle. He's by the border. McAllen is. Yeah, I've seen a few SFI guys have tinted windows on their trucks. Where do you get your windows tinted? So I get my windows tinted at a little mom and pop place down in Melbourne where I live at, Melbourne, Florida. Explicit Customs is her name. They did a great job. The hair follicle test goes back 90 days. Mac T says, I've seen some really dark tint on some hooded trucks in the Panhandle, Texas. I think they get away with it because DOT likes their rigs. It's possible. And I don't think they really, I mean, if you're really breaking the law, then yeah, they're going to mess with you. If you're not breaking the law, they're not going to mess with you. John T, that's in Baker. I don't know what Baker is. I don't know what we're talking about there, John T. I'm sorry. You talking about Baker Mayfield, maybe? We back on that topic? Man. Well, I got to be honest with you. We went a lot longer tonight than I expected. Usually when I cancel Oh, okay. The thermometers in Baker, California. That's right. I think you're exactly right. I think that's where it was. I got you. It's misunderstood you, I guess. But when I cancel shows like that on Thursdays, when we do them on Fridays, usually I don't get a lot of people. But man, we've had a good turnout tonight. Sammy says you guys need to get your rest. Your show tonight. Yeah, we're gonna get off here real soon. I don't have to get up until I don't know 3:30, 4 in the morning. Well, I'm about to get some curds and call it. Been up since 3 a.m. I like these KTs here in Wisconsin. Yeah, I like the quick trips too, buddy. I'm trying to remember what's really good at Quick. You know what's really good at Quick Trip is their hamburger meat. Get your hamburger meat. Make your own hamburgers in the truck, man. Their beef is by far very good. I've made many hamburgers in the truck with their stuff. All right, guys, if you got any other things you want to pop up, let's pop them up. We're going to cut her out of here real soon here. Can you tint the windows on a leased truck at Swift? Hey, you know what? What they don't know don't hurt them. They do let you put your graphics and stuff on your truck. Again, when you guys lease a truck at Swift, I mean, it's your truck. They don't, as long as you don't deface anything or you can put whatever I've seen guys with chrome bumpers, everything. As long as it's something you can put back to original, they don't care what you do to it. Good night. Talk to you tomorrow, brother. Yeah, that sounds good, buddy. Give me a call. So as a matter of fact, my second Volvo that I had tinted windows, and I turned it in with tinted windows, and they never said a word to me about it. But yeah, to answer your question, I don't see any reason why you can't. I've done 2 of them. The next one, if I end up leasing a truck with Swift, which is probably the way that I'm going to end up going, just because it's the easiest situation for me, and I have honestly no reason to leave Swift. I'm going to tint the windows on it. I've had my fair of owning trucks now, and I've had that fill, and I've also had my fill of the repair bills on used trucks. And quite frankly, guys, I just want another new truck and just lease it, be done with it. And after the 4 years, if I want to buy it, I can. If I don't, I'll just lease another truck again. I just I think the benefits of leasing are a lot better than owning that damn thing. That's a story that many guys can talk about in many different videos. Everybody has their opinions, just like they're assholes. Everybody has one. And I'm not saying that in a mean way, but that's just the truth. Everybody has their own opinion. And my opinion is I just, I go back and forth, but I think the leasing is just the better way to go because you're always under warranty. If it's a Swift truck, it's always going to get fixed first. It's going to go in front of the line. That's one thing that happened to me on my truck. My truck got put to the end of the line because it wasn't a Swift truck. Not that that's a bad thing. They told me up front that it would be a few weeks. But, when you got a Swift truck, you become, in the front of the line. Wife says, great turnout this evening, drivers. Our followers and new rabbit followers, may all you drive faster than your guardian angel can fly. Good night. Good night, darling. I will talk to you in the morning. Have some good sleep. Make sure baby girl gets her rest. Man, I can't wait to get you back over here, Jonah.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I think it's December.
Are you?
Yeah,
are you still coming over in
December? But
are you coming over in December? Or are you going to try and pay
yeah,
your truck
yeah.
off?
I might try to pay my truck off. Then come on over. So it might be like beginning part of the year. If everything work out, I know something in the next couple of weeks. But if everything work out, I have it done probably I'm gonna try to have it done like by February or March. But it might be sooner than that. But I know in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
Or whatever.
Gotcha. You robbing a bank?
Nah. Nah, I gotta. It's kind of like it ain't a long story, but I had somebody I know that I helped out, and I helped out a little bit, and then they was gonna like return the favor to me and just loan me the money to pay my truck
You don't
off.
need to tell me. Yeah, you don't need to tell me your personal stuff. I was just joking, man.
Yeah.
Sammy says, I don't know.
Yeah.
Michelle might have other opinions, according to Sammy. So, Sammy, when you're with Michelle next week, tell her that you need to find a Clemson hat or a Clemson jersey and take it to her, like Jonah says. He'll be with her on Wednesday.
Well, oh man, they're gonna be the first name that come up my name. You take a Clemson hat in there, or something Clemson in there. Yeah, my name gonna be the first name that gonna come up.
That was damn Jonah.
Yeah, I told her I come back. When I come back, I'm gonna put my Clemson stuff on and go in. I'll put my Clemson stuff on and go in the office.
Are you a Clemson fan? Are you a Clemson fan?
Yeah.
Are you really? Okay,
I thought you were just a Clemson fan. Oh yeah. No, I'm a Clemson fan. They make it so bad, and then make it. Oh,
Sammy said he's not going to get in the middle of that.
They make it so bad. I didn't make it so bad. I stay like 20 minutes. I stay like 15 minutes from USC now. But I'm a Clemson fan.
That's funny, man. That's funny. Clemson's there in Greenville, isn't it?
Yeah, on down 85. Get off on exit 19 on 85.
Yeah. I've passed it many a times. Isn't Clemson where oh God, what's his name? What was the North Carolina's quarterback's name? The real weird guy with the weird clothes and hair. What's his name?
Cam Newton.
Yeah, is that where he went to school? No, you know what? He went to Auburn.
He went to Auburn. Yeah, he went to Auburn.
The other weird one, Deshaun Watson went to Clemson, didn't he?
Yeah, Deshaun Watson, Trevor Lawrence. All went to Clemson.
Trevor Lawrence went there too?
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence, yeah. That's when he won the national championship with Trevor Lawrence. Okay.
All right. Love you guys, but I know what's going on between him and her. All right, guys. I guess we'll cut it here, man. What we got, Jose Reyes. We're going to read this last one, and then we're going to probably cut her loose. Do the MRP trucks have warranty, or is that just new truck? So the way the MRP trucks, most of them are going to have factory warranty left. Whatever the factory warranty covers, obviously that's what will get done first. Whatever the factory warranty doesn't cover, then that will go into the MRP reserves, whatever money you have in the MRP. That's how that works. But I'd say probably most of them do have the factory warranty because the way it works, Swift doesn't keep their trucks after 450, 500,000 miles. That's when they start getting rid of them. Matter of fact, this Freightliner that I'm in is a 22. It's got 467 on it, and it's real close to the end of its life. I'll be surprised if they don't tell me to bring it back here in the next, 30 to 60 days because it's close to being at that point to where there's going to be no more warranty on this truck. I hope that answers your question. Most trucks have warranty to about 500,000 miles, and most of your big companies, that's when they start getting rid of the trucks. So they won't MRP a truck that's got that kind of miles on it. It'll be more like 250 to 350 in the miles is where it's going to be on the MRP because they know the factory warranty still has a little bit left. I hope that answers your question, Jose. If anybody got any other questions, we'll go ahead and pop them out. We're at about an hour 30, and we're going to cut out of here. I'm going to lay down and watch a little TV and probably hit the sack. Anybody got any questions about anything? I tried not to make this a recruiting video tonight. I tried to just kind of make it a free-for-all, but I know a lot of you guys were asking questions about Swift. As always, please call me. I'll be more than happy to answer questions. Chris, if you want to holler at me too, buddy, we can catch up. I haven't talked to you in a while. We'll see how things are going. And does that – oh, thanks for the infos. Okay, no problem, buddy. It's what it's all about, man. That's why we do these videos, man, is to kind of help you guys out. But any of you guys got questions about trucks, Swift lease, anything, give me a call. I'll be more than happy to help you out. Like I said, the only thing that I ask you guys not to do is do not contact a recruiter or Swift on your own. Call me first. Let me put you with Michelle. Let's do it the right way. I want to make sure that I get credit on it, obviously, and I want to make sure you get put on my team. And obviously, if you want to go to this this dedicated route, there's plenty of room on this dedicated route for you guys to come aboard. Again, I want to help you guys out, but if you call another recruiter, there ain't a whole lot of helping that I can do. I'll still answer your questions and help you through the process, but when it comes to getting special favors and stuff done, and with this in a truck, it's kind of out of my control when you get another recruiter. So please contact me first, and let's do it the right way, guys. All right. You guys have a good night. Thanks, Jonah, for coming in. You're always a fan favorite. You need to have an OnlyFans account because you're a fan favorite, brother.
I don't know about all that now.
You know, OnlyFans just isn't for naked people. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
There's other reasons for OnlyFans, and I'm just joking with you, but you are a fan favorite.
Yeah,
I get a lot, buddy. I get at least 2 or 3 guys a week texting me, "When's Jonah coming back on? When's Jonah coming back on?" That's no lie. That's serious business. You are a fan favorite. All right, Jonah. Well, I appreciate you coming in. Any of you guys have questions, don't hesitate to call. We'll cut it off here. Everybody have a good night. Be safe and keep the shiny side up as always. See you, Jonah.
All right.